Hey guys, it is time for another late night book review. So this week I finished in 15 days Hunting Adeline. It is the book after Haunting Adeline. And I want to go ahead and say, before you get into this book, trigger warnings, because there is a lot of different things that happens within this book that will trigger some people. This book honestly picked up exactly where I left off in the first book. And it really shows the love that Adeline and Zaid have for each other, because when she gets taken and gets in that really bad car accident, he never stopped searching for her, and she was trying to find an escape. And when stuff was happening to her, she had Zaid on her mind, and she knew Zaid would find her one day. She ends up breaking out after discovering Molly's diary. And over time, he finds her, and then another character ends up going and taking her mom and her dad in her own family house, hides them away. And the really cool thing about Adeline, I'm not going to spoil that, just know she is a completely different person after she changes. And the person that took her ends up dead, which is amazing because it slowly ends the cycle of what Z's corporation or operation is trying to stop. Her mom does get shot but ends up living, but her dad keeps Adeline away from her mom because she's dating a criminal and calls her a criminal. The book will explain why he calls her a criminal. I'm not going to give that one away. And after some really spicy scenes, we'll go say it that way, he ends up, this is the cutest thing, putting a rose behind her ear. She goes and she takes the rose, and a ring falls out. I'm not going to ruin what happens when she sees the ring. So hopefully you can read Hunting Adeline and figure out what happens out of the ring and what happens to her and how she changed from what happened to her. She is a totally different person. If you're comparing her to a rose, Zaid always cut the thorns off of the rose. You learn that from the first book. In the second book, she has them thorns. She turns into a completely different person. She turns into a thorn. And he still, though, cuts the thorns off of her and the roses. Let's just say Zaid he has my heart. He is my book crush because of everything he does for Adeline. The next book I'll be reading is Satan's Affair. They call it a prequel, but you're supposed to read it between certain chapters, so I'm just going to go ahead and read it and see where it lines up between Hunting Adeline. But I really think you should read this book. And one quote that I loved is, "Heaven isn't a place you go when you die. It's inside the person that is worth dying for." I'll leave that quote with you. I hope y'all have an amazing day.